Hey, Judy. Hey, Tanya. You didn't hit that like button, Tanya. Hit that like button. Hey, well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Come in here anytime you want to. Hey, Alice. Yeah, now you did. Goofy. Fruit Loop. We'll never get over that, will we?
So don't forget that it went from Danielle telling Belinda that that Jamie didn't, and the dog, nothing happened. Like she didn't wake up or nothing, right? And then
Yeah,
in the interview, I mean, you guys are clear on this one, that Alea says that we didn't know that till after that they were playing. Well, so remember how the story changed again, and that Jamie then did hear the kids. She heard Lily scream or make her face. And usually, according to Darren says that the dog always bites at Lily because of her scream. But anyways, so then it became that she did hear the children, and so don't forget that it went from Danielle telling Belinda that that Jamie didn't, and the dog, nothing happened. She didn't wake up or nothing, right? And then in the interview, I mean, you guys are clear on this one, that Alea says, but we didn't know that till after that they were playing. Well, so remember how the story changed again, and that Jamie then did hear the kids. She heard Lily scream or make her noise, and usually, according to Darren says that the dog always bites at Lily because of her scream. But anyways, so then it became that she did hear.
So then that's telling off on herself again too. Hey, Connie. Uh, so he's around enough to know how the animal treats the kids. Um, see that's why this thing keeps just rolling over and over and over. Because people will talk and say certain things, and people that are a lot smarter than me, that's for sure. Like people that work with law enforcement and whatnot, they'll sit back and just listen to these things. And, you know, you give them an inch, they take a mile, you know, and they'll tell just little bitty things that you don't think will add up to nothing, but it it tells the story. He talks like hey, Connie, he, I mean, at least uh, he, like he just wasn't there all the time or something, or just come around whenever, I guess they need him for something, uh, or maybe a place to take a shower. I don't know. but they say that they used to go together. But Darren's been there more than what people really think.
The children, and she heard Malaya from her trailer go shh, shh to the kids. And then next thing you know, this whole storyline again turns into that. I mean, I could go on with these lies that are going on, but then Jamie all of a sudden comes out of her camper, even though Daniel said something different the first time. Now he's saying that Jamie came out of the camper and saw Malaya and said, like what have you done with the kids? Because that became another story on top of the other stories. Remember, because Daniel says that he, on an interview, he literally says that he comes out of the woods and that Malaya is on her phone. Yeah. We already know in the text messages to Charmaine. My mom was napping and she came out of the camper when I called for the children. That Malaya was on her phone and she asked me, do I call 911? And he's like, basically like, F yeah, right? So again, that's another inconsistent story amongst the many. And then we have I could go on, but 8 o'clock, right? Obviously 10 o'clock.
They are telling so many lies. Uh, and people's really going after it. I mean, people are calling them out on it, but I mean, it didn't take much effort for Malaya to convince Logan to help him move the body. So I don't. I know the whole tale ain't been told yet. There's a reason behind why Lily does not know how to describe where she's at. Hey, Pamela.
Hey, Pamela.
Just here, love. I don't. I can't. I can't figure out why. Hey, panties. Um, but then again, it may be just a simple answer. I mean, I know it's an honest answer, saying I don't know, but I, I don't know. There were some things in there that will have it read out loud, gory type stuff. Um, but I may end up having to. I don't know. Um, some of you that's been with me for a while probably remember me talking about this. Hey, Jen Jen. I was at a cemetery one time up in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I heard this woman and this younger woman speaking. So I just sat down there, and she said, "That's my mom." Called her name out and everything. And she told me, she said that because her mom passed first, she said that her mom clawed her own eyes out so she wouldn't have to see what was in the underworld. That's bad. That's bad. For somebody to be that fearful. Hello.
Clock 9:48, the 911 call comes in. So where's this 20-minute time frame? Because Malaya says to Belinda in those text messages that 8 to 8:30 is when they last had heard the kids in the other room.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of bull crap.
And I thought the original story was that she, it wasn't she was by the road. It was that Daniel's mom came out and Malaya was on her phone and she looked sneaky.
Yeah.
Right? Was the original story of, she looked like she was up to something on her phone.
She got caught doing something wrong, was Daniel's exact words.
Yeah.
She got doing something wrong.
Yeah, but then now it's added to she was at the street and she may have gave the kids. It's slowly, the story slowly evolving into being different. And, it's weird to see him kind of point the finger at her, but at the same time, you can tell he's like a heartbroken guy that wants Malaya back.
See, that's what kicked it off when Numbnut started telling everything. When Malaya got scared, she turned her back on Daniel, and that was the mistake. He was already mad and upset and whatnot because she's been with somebody else. Well, then he started telling some stuff, and he told half truths and really set it off. When they're talking about out to the end of the drive, that would be when they carried him out. And just so happened that the neighbor, her camera points straight to their driveway. But for some reason, the week of that, there were no footage, but there was a couple days prior to it, and then there were no footage afterwards. So the neighbor is covering up for a lot as well. Yeah, the jealousy is crazy. It's a terrible thing.
Because he thinks they still have a future together or something. And I truly believe this woman was looking for an exit.
Imagine waking up.
Tester Up is a scam. I only made $81. Okay.
Imagine waking up and your two young children are gone. No screams, no struggle, no doors left open.
They
just
wasn't his children.
Dehydration. But Malaya, missing from the picture. For Malaya Brooks Murray, the mother of Lily and Jack Sullivan, her actions in the days and weeks after their disappearance raised far more questions than answers. While Tanya Brooks, a member of the Brooks family, was murdered in 2009. Despite the community widely believing they knew who did it, no one was ever charged. Tanya's death and the police's failure to bring justice left a lasting scar. Another layer of complexity comes from CPS action toward Meadow. After the children went missing, Malaya moved away from Gerlach with Meadow and reportedly cut off contact with Daniel's side of the family.
Yeah, she didn't want to get involved because she'd mess up her deal with Daniel. That's just plain as day to understand that. Yeah. I mean, if you got a good line of supply, you ain't gonna rat on them or show no footage to ruin what you got going.
Are you able to authorize and start getting?
What if I told you that somewhere in Nova Scotia, two small pairs of shoes still sit by a door, waiting for feet that will never fill them again? What if I told you that two children walked out of their home in broad daylight, in the few minutes it takes to feed chickens, and vanished so completely that trained bloodhounds lost their scent at the threshold of their own home? What if I told you that weeks later, evidence mysteriously appeared in places that had already been searched by hundreds of volunteers and police officers? And what if the most chilling detail of this entire case isn't what investigators found, but what they didn't find? This is the story of Lily and Jack Sullivan, a case so bizarre, so haunting, that it's consumed online detectives, torn apart a family, and left an entire community questioning everything they thought they knew about that morning. I was drifting in and out of sleep, and they're not the type of kids that morning.
Kind of crap again.
Owners intended to slip right back into them. Those shoes suggested something far more disturbing. They suggested planning.
There you go again. See, up till now, there was no more of this talk that they were in and out of sleep. They brushed that off. They finally confessed that ain't what happened. And it ain't that they found a pair of boots. They seen one of Lily's prints in the mud and found the boot under the couch in the living room of that trailer. But see, this is the stuff that we heard in the beginning. Hey, Patricia, in the first couple of days of this, nobody wants to hear that junk again.
As far as bedtime, our opening offer is 10 p.m.
8 p.m.
Was buzzed with activity. Volunteers updating search grids. 9 handlers discussing strategy. Social media platform. Facebook, Instagram. Even a grieving mother with the possibility that her children were alive, but enough to torture a community with false hope. The answer.
She cried out in violence. This grandmother. That's Cody's mom. The lies coming to light. I am sick of this right here. I mean, it is. It is an AI. They got to, or they need to go ahead and do a briefing, the RCMP. I don't know if they will talk more about their charges or not, but there's a reason why Lily don't know where she is. It's just something's not adding up here. Jack sure don't care to tell you nothing. So, I mean, I guess that's just a gullible young 4-year-old for you. And I know we have to bring ourselves down to their level. But I just can't stand it when a child can't can't figure out what, why, and where. We know that they're not worried with all this anymore, but not being able to explain where you are, that that's very troubling. And that's not caused by the dead. That's, yes, even in death. Um, it's deceiving, and I'm sure it's a place that she would not know. Either she's never been there, so maybe a hit did something before she passed. Talking about getting hit on the head, may have did something. If y'all remember back, when I first started really talking to Mama, my grandmother, up here at the cemetery, a lot of times she wouldn't speak back. She was still stuck in that dementia stage. And it took months on the months to get her to coming around to understanding what's going on. You can imagine children being knocked kindly senseless and then stuck that way. But hers may have been hit to where just can't remember type thing. Yeah, yeah, he talks it out. He don't care. Uh, but see, this very thing right here is what I'm talking about. See, they can't come up with anything new, so they gotta start uploading things from the beginning of the case just to get somebody to watch their show or listen to whatever's been said. And then people get it in their mind that they're talking about right now. Now, that ain't the way it is. I don't know, Alice. I have no idea. Well, yeah, I kind of do too, because I talked to them about crossing over. Mm.
My heart tells me these babies are gone. My heart tells me that.
Their disappearance wasn't just a mystery, it was a rupture, a haunting silence that swallowed two innocent children whole and left an entire nation breathless with questions. From their modest home on Gairloch Road, surrounded by thick, they had gone to bed like any other night. Just distance, coincidence, or something else entirely. This is where our story begins. If you're just joining, media lit up with false leads. Viral TikToks claimed the children. But what did it mean? Had they been here the whole time? Were they moved? Or was someone playing a game? Whatever the answer, it was clear. This wasn't just a missing persons case anymore. This was something else. And
or body fluids, neither hurt nor dead. That was something. But then came the revelation. Fibers from a fleece jacket matched microscopically to one worn by the children's grandmother, and social media photos were found inside the lining of the bag. She refused to testify. Her lawyer declined comment. But neighbors report like one. Inside a quiet courtroom in Halifax, investigators laid out what they had publicly for the first time. The DNA from the backpack showed no sign of the children's blood.
So I told you. That about that backpack. I don't remember when she said it, but it was Lily that said it. It wasn't. It wasn't anybody else. It was Lily. Uh, she's been trying too. Um, she's either in something or out so far that there's nothing to see visually. And up there, that's not hard to do. Um, see, start off with, okay, there was a piece of her blanket on out there in the yard, and then uh, they found a piece of it in the woods where they've already searched. Well, the next time that they went and come to the property, the majority of the blanket was uh, in the garbage. But underneath that blanket was her backpack. And with that jacket or that uh, blanket, either one is what they're saying is consistent with a matching. So that's when the neighbor would have cut the footage. That's when the truck would have pulled up. Yeah, that's why a different vehicle circled twice or three times.
Or body fluids, neither hurt nor dead. That was something. But then came the revelation. Fibers from a fleece jacket matched microscopically to one worn by the children's grandmother, and social media photos were found inside the lining of the bag. She refused to testify. Her lawyer declined comment. But neighbors reported she'd packed up and left just days after the children vanished.
See? Just up and go. Why does people think up and run is going to be your answer? I mean, I know Daniel thought he would probably get off a lot better by talking and being present, but he didn't do nothing but act a fool, and everybody could see right through him. Um, I'm wondering what she had on when she was taken out of the house.
That she hadn't said goodbye, that she'd once told a friend years ago that she feared something terrible would happen to the children, but wouldn't say what. The implication? Either she was hiding something or protecting someone. Investigators turned over every page of the family's history: adoption records, therapy sessions, custody filings, and something began to emerge. Nothing criminal, but something sadder, a story of generational trauma. The grandmother, it turned out, had once lost custody of her own child, Lily, and Jack's mother after a mental health crisis 2 decades earlier. She had lived with guilt ever since. Some suspected she had tried, in her own way, to take back control. Others believed she knew something and had gone quiet out of fear, but nothing could be proven. Not yet. Then, something eerie. Weeks later, with the home still under surveillance, a motion-activated camera inside the Sullivan residence caught something unexpected. At 2:47 a.m. in the dark, the sound of a small toy rolling across the wooden floor echoed through the house. No one was inside. The front door had been locked. And then on the footage, the hallway
Have you ever heard of a spirit?
door slowly creaked closed. Just that. No faces, no footprints, no answers. But the signal was clear. Something or someone was still moving in the dark. And the mystery of Lily and Jack Sullivan was far from over.
That's not uncommon. And for an example, if anybody ever heard of the Chris Watts case, where he killed his pregnant wife and his 2 baby girls, Bella and Cece. A couple days after they had passed, some cops was going through the house, and you could see one of them's image. You could hear them giggling in the closet, and there've been other words and things said that even her name, we've had Shanann to acknowledge her name here on the show before. So if any of you have never watched the Chris Watts case, check it out. I want to take a nerve pill before you do, but when something traumatic happens, a spirit is going to do one to two things. They're going to go to where they're most familiar, or go to the one that they're the closest to. And, they had a beautiful house, big. Kids had plenty of room to play. They had their own room. I mean, but Chris was trying to take in another woman, and he got caught at it and killed his own family for that other woman. Now he's sitting up there in prison where we have to pay for him being. But yeah, it's called the Chris Watts, Watts case.
As of mid-2025, the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan remains unsolved. Despite months of investigation, hundreds of interviews, and exhaustive search efforts, no arrests have been made, no charges have been laid, and no definitive answers have been given to a family.
Now this here is 2 weeks ago, so
Still waiting by the phone. The RCMP insists the case is active. Behind the scenes, investigators continue to work tirelessly. The government of Nova Scotia has issued a reward of up to $150,000 for information that leads to a credible breakthrough, but so far, the silence has held, and silence can be cruel. For the Sullivan family, the aftermath has not brought peace but a kind of suspended grief. A loss without a funeral, a nightmare that never confirms itself as real. Malahia Brooks Murray, the children's mother, has withdrawn from public view. In private, she is set to cycle through hope, guilt, and something harder to name. Grief experts call it ambiguous loss, the kind that
Yeah. So what we was that? No, that you?
That popping noise?
No, that humming.
No, I'm not humming. But I am over here popping my ankle. Nanny would know that one because I follow her all the time by doing it.
Oh. Yeah.
Crickets.
Um.
And occasionally my ankle.
So there's something that RCMP is holding back on. I don't know if I don't know really if they. I have no idea. Love. I don't. I don't know if they're going to try to go from back to forward and try to see if they can find her. I don't know. I don't know if, like I said, if they got DNA of her. And if, just say if he, uh, their nuts or Logan or somebody, went and moved them, and Daniel went back and they were not where they put them. If they were any of her DNA there, you could tell if something's been laid there. Just like if you walk out in the woods, you can tell where a deer's been bedded up. It's going to flatten out. You got body fluids, all this good stuff, blood, whatever. Um, but it could be that she may have also been wrapped in something. But it ain't gonna make no difference what she's wrapped in. If an animal wants to get to it, it will. But if she's in something, she said something like a tank or something. And there is a spot in there where it read said can't swim. Let me see here.
to advertise your job opening. Investigators from
6 trips. 6 deliberate journeys through the darkness while 2 innocent children lay missing. A 5-speed manual transmission car, roaring to life in the dead of night, carrying secrets that would shatter a community's trust forever. What I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about the disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. Because 7 minutes ago, new information surfaced that has the Royal Canadian Mounted Police breaking their months-long silence. And it's not what anyone expected. Picture this. It's past midnight in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Most of the world is asleep. But someone is wide awake, making repeated trips in and out of Daniel and Malaya's property. The same property where 2 children vanished without a trace just days earlier. A neighbor working late in their garage hears it all.
Just days earlier. Well, that tells us that he's talking about from the beginning. And remind you not, them children, even though that we even got it logged down that they said that's a bad home, but that's all they knew. And people hearing things going off, toys or whatnot, rolling around, that's that would be them doing the norm, you know. And actually, that's good that they're catching that stuff. Probably one day, people will turn an eye and ear to deceased children, and teens and adults, instead of a deaf ear. That's what we hope to get out of all this at some point in time.
The distinct sound of a 5-speed transmission, coming and going, coming and going, 6 times between midnight and 5 a.m. But here's what will keep you awake tonight. This wasn't reported immediately after the children disappeared. This wasn't mentioned during the frantic search efforts. This bombshell testimony came 6 days later, on May 8th, when a neighbor finally realized the horrifying significance of what they had witnessed. If you're watching from Canada, like this video and drop an emoji in the comments. If you're from anywhere else, tell us where you're watching from, because this story is about to take you on a journey that will question everything you believe about family, truth, and the lengths people will go to. Only paint you a picture of the Sullivan household on May 1st. Daniel, Malaya, and Dan. What happened 7 minutes ago changes everything. According to sources close to the investigation, Daniel's behavior has become increasingly erratic. His stories are becoming more elaborate, more desperate, and more obviously fabricated with each telling. But more importantly, cracks are beginning to show in the united front that Daniel and Malaya have presented for 3 months. Let me explain why the RCMP's confirmation is so significant. In most missing children cases, law enforcement keeps witness testimonies confidential to protect the integrity of their investigation. They don't validate specific accounts unless they're trying to accomplish something strategic. In this case, that strategy appears to be breaking the conspiracy of silence that has protected Daniel and Malaya for far too long. Think about it from Daniel's perspective. 4 months he's been operating under the significance of those 6 midnight trips becomes terrifyingly clear. Because every direction Daniel could have traveled that night leads to a different type of evidence, a different method of concealment, and a different theory about what happened to Jack and Lily Sullivan. Let me take you on a virtual journey through the roads that snake away from 1407 Gearlock Road, because understanding this geography is crucial. This isn't the behavior of someone who committed a crime of passion and then panicked about covering it up. This is the behavior of someone who had contingency plans, who knew exactly where to go and what to do when those plans needed to be executed. If you're watching this and you live in rural Nova Scotia, pay attention to what amounts to informal witness protection. They've had to alter their daily routines, avoid certain areas of the community, and constantly look over their shoulder for signs of retaliation from Sullivan family supporters. Another step away from any possible claim of innocence and deeper into a level of guilt that may be impossible to escape. But here's what makes this timeline even more disturbing: it's not complete. The investigation has revealed additional vehicle movements and suspicious activities that occurred before midnight on May 1st and after the 7 a.m. phone call on May 2nd. The midnight to dawn activities might have been just the middle chapter of a much longer story of deception, disposal, and cover-up that began hours earlier and continued for days afterward. The darkness of that night was supposed to hide Daniel's activities, but instead it preserved them in the memory of a neighbor whose courage to speak truth might finally bring justice for Jack and Lily Sullivan. Between the last midnight trip at 5 a.m. and the 911 call at 7 a.m., 2 hours vanished into a void of silence that may contain the most damning evidence in the entire Jack and Lily Sullivan case. Tools to be manipulated rather than human beings deserving of truth and respect. The geographical choices Daniel made during internet searches is particularly damning because they occurred during periods when Daniel and Malaya claimed to be focused entirely on
They ain't focused on nothing. They about ignorant as they is long. New details revealed by RCMP court documents. This one here was about the...
And the weight of silence. Talkative, a natural caretaker. She liked strawberries. It was morning. Normal. Coupled like matchsticks. Swamp. Still. No sign of forced entry at the broken branches, and more disturbingly, no footprints leading in. Undisturbed just days later, were they really there the whole time? No injuries, no evidence of abduction, no blood. Thing that froze the hearts of everyone who read it. I still set out 2 bowls every morning. I don't know how to stop.
Somebody sent me something about a body being found next to a road or something. Hey, Johnny. I don't know where it's at now. I don't know who sent it. Something about a child being found on the side of the road somewhere. Well, last night, feeling high, some stuff about Logan. Found my cook toy, August, something or other, a coat, sleeping bag. No, he did. Yeah, with red shirt, burnt. Yeah, and that's something they talk about. They talk about, that she tried to dry a smell out of his. Hey, Reese, that gun, where you been, love? Well, I don't know why anybody would think that a dryer is going to take the smell of death off something. It will not do it. But then take it out in the backyard and burn it. See, don't make sense. But I'm just wondering what else they burnt. And now that they've actually spoke about things moving around, there you go. Them burning the kids' toys and stuff. It probably Now this is just a possibility that the kids are still doing the norm and seeing and hearing things move around and things that which is good enough for him and whoever else is hanging in there with him, his girlfriend or whoever. But you know, burning their stuff. What else you reckon they were burning?
You heard that too, right?
Because not only last night you guys heard burnt, and I've got burnt written down too. And that was just within the first 6 or 7 days. Um, I don't know because I don't know. I don't want to confuse her more than she already is. Um, but if both of them are back, playing with their toys and whatnot in the house, then yeah, they're together. But what is RCMP waiting on? I don't know if it's for someone else to confess something. I don't know if it's to find just a little bit more evidence on something. I don't know. But it seems to me like more that they're talking and having any doings with like Daniel's mom. Apparently they court ordered for her jacket or whatever it was that matches the fibers that was with whatever. And is that whatever? Is that Lily? Maybe the type of shirt she was wearing that day? Red? I'm Jack. I was, yeah, both beaten. Jack knows he killed her. Yeah. I need to be found. Strangled, cord, bruised up stomach, on a hill, yeah, a hammer on the head. Found my coat toy August 8th. My coat, yep, sleeping bag. Nope, he did. Yeah, with red shirt. Burnt. Did, and yeah. I don't know if RCMP maybe have someone looking like a regular citizen, out and about scouting kind of thing. But there's some little something that they're holding back. Because, by now, you think about it. It's the only one, well, only new one now that's kind of getting in trouble is Cody's mom. That's a new one in it. When she said, "I believe I know someone hurt them children, they're gone." With Cody being over there on Easter Sunday and being mean to him over there, you know she knows more than what she's saying. With maybe they don't want to take this thing to court until they've got every aspect of everything. And I mean, I couldn't blame them, but they do need to make a statement. They need to put something out. When Logan told on everybody was right after they had that phone call. Whoever it was had that phone on speaker, and you could hear him telling Logan everything about Daniel. So this here is what they may be waiting on. Like they still may be trying to find Durwood. I don't know. The only thing that we do know is that Malaya and Daniel have been locked up. And they're coming out with these charges, that charge, this charge. The only one that seemed like well, probably for all of them, but they kind of stated it for Logan that it depends on how the children passed away, or if he would also get charged for manslaughter or double homicide, either one. But they got his Durwood and him talking about the whole situation and saying that she needs to go ahead and do that to the other girl, talking about Lily, or the little girl, saying they would do her, that way too. So, because she knows too much. And everybody heard that plain as day. I looped it back 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then they come up, well, where's Lily? Well, where's Lily? I think that is the last string they may need to go ahead and take this thing to court. If there was any way in the world without confusing her to see if we could try to get her a little bit stronger and just maybe tell us something that she can see. I don't know. I just know we have to drop ourselves down to her level. If not, it's just going to push everything back. Um, you know, beaten to death, hit in the head with a hammer, hit with some kind of pipe or something. Everything that these children have told us within the first 6, 7 days. All that has now been brought out to attention, but people are ignoring it. They're not stopping to say, hey, okay, let's take a minute and really listen to see what's going on here. And putting two and two together. Now that's what I'm thinking they're not doing. But it may be the way RCMP does it. You know, they may be doing more wiretap. I don't know. It would seem to me with a confession of taking these children's lives. I mean, they done got that. They done got that. And, you know, being malnourished, you know, her coming back from having a good time and then, you know, her done passed and stuff. And like I said, she could have been there the whole time, you know, right there with Jack the whole time while he was deceased. Because we can't believe nothing that the adults are saying. I'm gonna ask Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Rose again. What could be seen from where Lily is? There's just gobs and gobs and gobs of just forest around that place, um, for miles and miles and miles all the way around. Well, I'm gonna turn this thing on, and we'll uh, let it play for a little bit before I start asking some questions. And if this one here ain't picking up for here, then I'll turn it to the regular.
Essentially, what is
GCSE. GCSE.
sorry? People who
Are you trying to say Jesse? Are you trying to say Jesse? Justin, come on, talk to me. Talk to me. You heard about what? What about Justin?
I prove.
Have proof.
Else. It's so. If you have to. To pay. Raj. I'm just.
What did
And I just
what did Justin do?
Always.
she went.
She wet her.
Theo.
Wet herself. Spank.
Something. Yeah, was.
You talking about being left outside without no bottoms on?
This.
Are you talking about being outside without any bottoms on?
Interest.
I'm right.
They went down the road and what? Huh? Glad to be done with me.
Would he?
Round what? Glad to be done with me. What? Lily, is that you? Okay.
Neil Capra.
This.
Please to say.
You said it and she left? Who left?
Thank you.
Center Rock. What was that? Bloody.
What's it mean?
Actually, she did. Was beaten. Okay. And what did you just now say in the house happened? I know what I believe you said. Okay. Okay. I don't know to write so fast. All right. So hold on tight.
You guys doing?
Just hold on. I know what I believe you said a while ago, but I'd rather you say it yourself. Lily, did someone else abuse you in other ways than just spanking? Lily, can you see anything around you right now? Do you know? Do you know where you are? Lands down. Get to dig. Wait. Tell me about what has Justin done? Yeah. What has Justin done? Did it? And Jesse, who is Jesse? Okay.
Here the day.
Here the other day? He crashed out in a Corvette. Okay. But I don't know anything about no Jesse. We need. If you'll help me here with her, I will help you with Jesse. What about Justin? What did he do? Did Justin help Daniel do anything? Did Justin help Daniel do anything?
Goes toward playing.
They just started playing. Beaten up, yeah. Yeah, they need to be very well taken care of now. Period. What was your stomach bruised, Lily? Okay, you said it enough. I don't want to hear it again. Lily, was your stomach bruised, or was Jack's stomach bruised? Hit. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
And there's a guy, Earl, in the back. Okay.
The DM.
No, you don't get.
We can say goodbye when we can locate you.
What's that?
Can you tell me what you can see around you, Lily? Lily, what can you see? What can you see around you, love?
Then.
Let her speak. Wait. Lily, do you know where you are?
And this
Lily, hear me, love. Stay focused. Do you know where you are?
well, Poppy,
What about Mama?
each of
What about Mama?
Trump.
What about Mama, Lily?
If it not
Couldn't eat, wouldn't unlock it. Unlock what? Let her speak.
yes, but
You were in a closet?
no.
Were you, Lily? Were you in a closet?
Badly.
Were you?
Theo.
Wait. Were you in a closet with Jack or by yourself?
Yeah,
He's here?
yeah.
All right, cool.
Has
Now, where's
Bye.
here? Can you tell me where here is?
whoever
River.
Discovered with a
Did you say River?
but
You said he's here.
can
Where's here? Just tell me again. Where's here?
You don't get.
A back field? Are you meaning a field around the forest, or I don't know if you understand what a land field is? You may have heard it before. Oh, I know you're smart. Because it looks just like a lot of woods all around your home. And that's why I'm wondering, when you said field, like a bucket and in it? What do you mean? Everybody throw out prayers for Connie. Pray that she gets feeling better, love. Everybody in the house throw out prayers for Connie. Thank you.
Cool.
Yes, prayers, Connie.
Africa.
Okay. You're welcome, Mother. Let's put this in order here. All right. All right. I'll leave that where I'm at. All right. I'm Jack. I was, yep, both beaten. Jack knows he killed her. Yeah, I need to be found. Strangled with cord. Bruised up stomach on heel. Yeah, hammer on the head. Found my cook toy August 8th. My coat. Yeah. Sleeping bag. Nope, he did. Yeah. Burnt a red shirt. Yeah. Jesse. Justin. Wet herself. Spanked. Yeah. Having to be outside with no bottoms. Glad to be done with me. Ain't that some crap? Glad to be done with me. Yes, was beaten. And then I heard the word, I guess she may reference the word. She may know what it is. Even 6-year-old nowadays, they know a lot more than what we give them credit for. Did say rape. Hit. Um, just, yes, was beaten. Hold on tight. Just hold on. Yeah, raped. Hit. Guy Earl in the back. In the back. He's here. Talking about Jack. Now I don't know if she might be talking about whenever she got woken up by him touching her. I don't know. But I believe that it would have to go a lot further than that to get that much blood in her undies. Hey, Vic. So see, again, as we're sitting here today, nothing that we've listened to, none of them, we listened to 5, none of them said anything about this right here. The interest is just in the past, what else happened in the past, who might be responsible, all that. We don't know who's responsible for all that mess. And that's the whole daggum bunch up there. And they can't say it ain't. Now, when we listen to these children talk, then it's not long before we start hearing the same things as what they start uploading on these here little update things. Now I don't know if they try to use what I get. I don't know. Uh, well, Earl is mentioned. Beaten, hold on tight, just hold on. Yeah, rape. Hit him. Got Earl in the back. He is here. Talking about Jack. So that name lines up with Earl. Justin, that name lines up. Yeah. But if everybody would learn to use the huff, we wouldn't have a problem. Wouldn't have no problem at all. So now I remember something about a bruised stomach or something other on one of the children in one of the things that we listened to. That the school had talked about, said had some bruising around on the stomach or abdominal. And it very well plainly stated that stomach was bruised up. You see where they say that Lily was in the bed listening on her headset and stuff. That's a bunch of bull. I'm gonna read this off to you again. And I want y'all to all try to do this for me. Don't listen to just what I'm saying. Listen to how I'm saying it. Let's all just try this for just a minute. I'm Jack. I was beaten. Yep, both of us. Jack knows he killed her. Okay, so right there tells me Lily was not in the bed listening on headphones. That tells me that they both may have been attacked at the same time. Now let's keep going. Yes. Now, remember now. Listen to how it's being said, not just what I'm saying, but listen to how it's said, pictured in your mind as we're going with it. Both beaten. Jack knows he killed her. Yeah. I need to be found. Bruised up stomach, strangled with a cord on a hill, hit in head with hammer, found my cook toy August 8th. My coat, sleeping bag, no, he did it. Yeah. With my red shirt. Burnt. Did. Yep. Jesse. Justin. She wet herself. Spanked. Yeah. glad to be done with me. Yeah, glad to be done with me. Like you already did something other horrible, but now it's like you're glad that the last part of it's over. Glad, yeah, glad to be done with me. Like it's all done now. Okay, now all we got to do is hide the evidence. Yes, was beaten. Hold on tight. Just hold on. Yep, rape. Hit him guy, Earl, in the back. Now, as God, as mine and y'all's witness, sitting right here, right now, y'all know that there's no way under this earth that we can sit here and make this stuff up. When they're throwing out names that I didn't even know about, Jesse and Earl, I ain't thought nothing about them, mate. I didn't know nothing about it. I did hear Justin, but I heard that was his brother or something. Who Jesse is, I don't know. And there's some other names over there in that paperwork too. So she sat right here and said that they burnt his red shirt. They can't, and that's what we heard on the thing. Yes, both at the same time. Because it would have been harder on them to do one at a time. That's the only way I could figure it. So with her being in the bed with headphones on, no, that dog won't hunt. Now, giving something and laid in the bed with her head on the side like she was asleep, we heard her say that. Plain as day, everybody did. I backed it up 2 or 3 times and everybody heard it. She laid me on the bed like I was asleep, then used pillow. So from what we get, okay, is when you watch when we get this kind of stuff, it won't be long and we can click on one and it'll tell all about this stuff right here. Now, I know for a fact what these kids say and what they don't say. And like I said, is it's gruesome, it's hatred, it's a tragedy, and they all need to have been serviced with justice. These children need to be laid to rest with respect. And these children, and I even heard her say, I'm smart. And I said, I know you're smart. What other, and explain this to me, because I'd sure love to know, what other girl that has had bloody panties at the age of 6 and complained that been touched and whatever, man, you know, and then talk about the beatings, and about Jack nose, strangled, bruised stomach, my cooked toy, my coat. Um, she burned it. Uh, Jesse Justin wet herself. Uh, yeah, glad to be done with me. Yes, was beaten. Hold on tight. Just hold on. Yeah, rape hit him. Yeah, guy Earl in the back. He's here now. What other child on the face of this earth is going to say any of the names that's involved in this case? Yeah, something about Center Rock. I should have wrote it down a while ago, but they talk sometimes so fast I can't. My hand on work so fast. So that's the thing. When they go to talking, they talk. Yes, she was. Um, uh, so this right here by itself tells a good story. Plus what we've already got. Yes. There's no other children out there that would have this um, this so accurate with the people that we're dealing with. Um, yes, should be yes. But up there they said they don't have the death penalty. Um, but I mean, they'll get life regardless. Um, now, Logan, he uh he was charged so far with just uh, uh, something other with evidence and something with a corpse and something else. But it stops there and says depending on cause of death. I don't know. That makes me think that they are trying to maybe be trying to find a certain piece of bone. Reason they hadn't made any new statements out with more charges. Because if it you got to remember what it said the other day. It said that the sleeping bag had been ripped open and the skull was up close on the trail. And what little was left was at the bottom of the bag, the sleeping bag. So some or most was probably drug out. But they would know if it was a saw, they would know if it was animal bite or whatever to the bones. Because they did say that they were dismembered. Now, I pray to God that was way after death. But I've noticed too that right after when we started, yes, when we really started getting into it and started hearing from the children, nobody else, and you just think about this, nobody else has mentioned anything about uh my mind went blank again. Lord have mercy, it does that to me. Uh, well, guys, Well, that gummit, that medicine ain't working. Uh, oh, they haven't said anything else on any of these updates because they're all about old junk. But they have not mentioned any more, except for that one time that the children have been dismembered. Think about that for a minute. Only that one time. So that one piece of clue could come from an animal just to validate. But if they did not dismember these children, then animals did, apparently. And that's what they do. That's just nature. Um, there's no way any other child other than Jack and Lily going to give us this much information and 6 page long detail. Um, I wished nobody mentioned any more about the dismembered part about it. Only just that one time. That's what I was trying to think of. Mine went blank. But I'm going to ask you all again. If you don't care, share these live shows to other people, friends, family, whoever. Even if you don't think they'll look at it or watch it, just send it out.
I done them too.
You did too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's start getting this thing going good. Share the videos. Very sad. Very sad. And no, we're not done. We're not done. I want to. Kathy says, "Hey, Christina."
Hey, Kathy.
Yes. Yeah. No, we're not done. I keep hearing some things about summer, and I don't know or if it's true or if it ain't. It is. It is. And the good Lord see that, and just didn't want that baby to go through her life dealing with that crap. The other day, I even showed Christina. There was a guy that was viewer discretion is advised. Yeah. There was a guy that was abusing his daughter and ended up having 3 children with her. So that's how screwed up people are. And this wasn't no stepdad. This was biological father that did that. Until she was like 23, 24-year old. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. I'll need a Nori pill. Because I'll probably go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds, probably. Well, it depends. Going to be reaching out to Summer. Everyone knows her and knows of her, so turn her energy toward me.
What?
I don't remember, Judy. Reaching out. Hey, Summer. Got on here to talk to you, love. Some people are saying that you have been found. She said, "Hey, Christina." Thank you, Rose. Paula has hearts for you, Summer. Some people are saying that they have found you, Summer. Can you hear me good, Summer? Summer? Can you... Hush. Summer? Can you hear me good? Summer? Can you hear me good? Okay. All right. Paula says hearts for Summer. Judy says we love you, Summer and Rose. Hearts and roses. Beck says, hey, little Summer, I love you with hearts. Pamela says we love you, Summer, with purple hearts. Yeah. Well, we're about to find out. Now, I want you to be able to understand this question very good. Rose, and you help her. Has any of Summer's body been found? Did you say they're looking? Summer? Are people up there around that you can see that's looking for you? Because it's been told that you may have been found. And you said they don't what? Pamela says, love you, Rose. I heard love you. Well, we'll talk with Eric later. Or after. Pamela says, I love you, Rose, with roses. I only believe in what them children tell me. Summer. Summer. Yes, Judy's on. Hang good, yeah. Hang on just a minute. Summer, have anyone found you on your property at the house? Are you still where you said you were? It's got to be I'm not going to believe nobody but Summer. Are you still where you told me you were? Okay. Have you been moved from where you last told me you were? Did, but they did a good cleanup. Where is Summer Wells now? It says, "Hey, sweet Summer Rose and Mama Joy," or smiles. Yeah. Kathy says, "Hi, sweet Summer. My puppy and I love you," with purple hearts. Now, Summer, if you've been moved again and Rose saying that he cleaned it up very well, like nothing had ever happened there. So, are you still somewhere away from your home? Summer. Did you say they used a cadaver? You said, Rose whispered, some just guess. Well, we don't want no guessing. Hunter's got big. Well, we here for him. We're here for you, Summer. I just want to know if, since being moved again, that if anyone has found you, period, from anywhere. Has anything of yours been found on your property at home? What would it be? What would it be if they found something of yours at home? let Summer speak. If they found something of yours, Summer, on your property there at your home, what did they find? Mm-mm. Summer. I know she's here. Summer. I just really, really need to know where you are and if you have yet been found. What in the shed? What did they find of yours in the shed? What did they find? Of yours in the shed? Jack. Yeah. I don't know how to take this. I don't know, but it was said twice. Now I don't know what. Good night, Reese. Thank you for being here.
Good night, Reese. Sweet dreams, hon.
Okay.
I probably didn't speak up loud enough for her to hear.
All right. I heard head. I heard head twice. Now, if that was uncovered somewhere, that because not on the property. Could be, well, that part could be something buried under the shed there. Yeah, that was found, but I heard it twice, and she's given more of a no than a yeah on being, found. Um, this poor little child. Um, Goodness. Hmm. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I'm soon have to get in the bed. I got some stuff to do early in the morning. And oh, you all right? But I'm just fitting to cut. But thank you for being here. You can rewatch. And thank you for it. I love each and every one of you. See you tomorrow.